Ladies and gentlemen, what's good YouTube? We are back with more reactions to football content on this channel. Today we are looking at episode 2 of the Battle for Columbus, Save the Crew. This series is a little special to me. It's more focused on the American aspect of football, aka soccer. Columbus is the closest club to my hometown of Cleveland and has a storied history being the very first MLS team introduced into the league in 1996. But it went through some turmoil in the late 2010s, and if you haven't watched the first reaction already, I highly recommend you go check that out. This is by Copa90, the same people that made Once in a Lifetime Argentina and many other amazing content pieces. Episode 2, pre-court, and judging by some of the comments on this video, it gets pretty dramatic.
It was important to the Hunt family and to Major League Soccer that the Crew remain in Columbus. So we're very committed to that. We're excited to be here.
They are considering moving the Crew to Austin.
I see a vision of Major League Soccer being very, very successful here in Austin.
Columbus Crew SC is one of the original franchises of Major League Soccer, but the team's future here in Columbus now stands in jeopardy.
I love seeing this energy, bro. One of my comments on my previous reaction said, I didn't know it got this dramatic in the MLS. It's changing, man. It ain't like how it was, but I guess in the early 2000s and before.
From England to Brazil.
Sunday morning, and that means it's time to talk the beautiful game right here on the Throw-In, 104.9 AM 1260, streaming worldwide on hornfm.com. I'm your host, Kit McConico, joined as always by the Smash Simmons. Is there going to be an MLS team moving from Columbus to Austin? We don't know. Pre-court, he needs to get his stuff together, as does the city of Austin.
There's
Pre-court
nothing here
had his
for it
preferred
already.
site to build a new Crew stadium, but it was on a patch of land in Austin known as McCalla Place. Columbus fans derided it as the site of an old toxic waste dump, but having been cleaned up, it now had a lot going for it as a potential MLS site, and Austin soccer advocates decided to get a first look.
That's crazy.
Right about where we
Nothing
are
even
here is probably where midfield of the stadium would be.
So this is it. This is my first time out here, Andrew. It is a toxic waste land.
It used to be. It used to be. It's cleaned up and just waiting to be used now. This is basically the center of Austin, population-wise, between north, south, east, and west. So if you
They don't even have a team. How are they supporters already? That's what?
want a stadium that's really in the center, that has access to 1, 2, 3 different major highways. It's an amazing site, actually. If you can look at it from the idea of what it can be, as opposed to what it is, it's the beauty of what's possible here.
I think going out for some games is going to be pretty legit. I'm going to have to take some time off.
Soccer or work?
It doesn't even look authentic.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel authentic.
It's the most fashionable word.
Soccer's life.
This doesn't even feel authentic.
While the whole project had come as a shock in Columbus, Austin soccer fans had deduced long in advance that something was in the works, thanks to some detective work by the leader of the biggest MLS supporter group in Austin.
February 21st, 2017, we posted an article via Columbus, Ohio, which essentially laid out the potential for a team to maybe relocate to Austin versus expansion, which was our initial goal. And that came about because the league had set up an expansion process, which became the 12 expansion candidate teams. Austin was not in that list. We didn't have a local owner, yet Austin kept being mentioned in the league rounds and name dropped by Don Garber. And so we were like, okay, well, clearly there's still interest in Austin, but we're not one of the 12 candidates. It only leaves you with one other conclusion of how do you get a team, moving one here.
Yeah, something's going to change. Yep, locations are going
If
to move.
Pre-court was to succeed in his efforts, it would be necessary to convince the mayor and the Austin City Council to grant him use of McCalla Place. While some council members embraced the idea from the start, others were far more skeptical. And the first face-to-face meeting with one in particular couldn't have gone any worse.
Good.
I was on pretty much red alert at that point. The thing is they weren't telling me anything. They wanted to charm me. Which was not going to be possible. They don't strike me as the kind of people who would understand how to do that.
So if Austin's council members were not immediately won over, what was motivating Precourt to push for it?
Yeah,
It
why
turns out
Austin?
that when Precourt bought the crew in 2013, a clause had been secretly inserted into the deal that allowed a move to Austin, the largest city in the U.S. without any other professional sports teams as competition, and that wasn't all. Setting up an MLS team from scratch in Austin would require Precourt to pay the league a $150 million expansion fee. Although he had paid an MLS record price back in 2013, Precourt bought the crew for only $68 million.
That's insane.
The difference between that price
What?
and the normal expansion fee was therefore giving Precourt 82 million reasons to move the team.
He bought him for basically pennies by our sports economy.
The annual Supporters Summit in Columbus would provide fans with their first face-to-face meeting with the team front office in the 4 months since learning of the Austin project. Precourt and the league had spoken of pursuing parallel paths, claiming to be working just as hard in Columbus as in Austin. But supporters were not seeing any evidence of this.
Working hard.
With
Yeah,
neither
let's just
Precourt nor
move our
Greeley
team.
willing to show their faces, tonight it would be left to the team's president of business operations, Andy Loughnane, to face the music.
We're heading into the Supporters Summit. It's our first time to really be in front of anyone from the front office since the announcement. We're hoping it'll be a productive and useful conversation. For the most part, I think we really want to know what we can do to help. At the end of the day, I hope it stays civil and we get some good ideas on how to move forward, and it's going to be beneficial for the fans and from the front office. So hope it goes well.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. I think it's going to be them talking about their narrative of parallel paths, which is kind of bullshit, but we'll find out.
Exactly. It's nonsense. Parallel paths? Come on,
Cameras
man.
were barred, and as expected, some of the exchanges would prove less than pleasant.
Cameras being barred. That's already a downside. You already know it.
What can we do? That's pretty much why everyone's here. What can we do?
In order to build a stadium, you have to have what's called contractually obligated income, COI. No bank will finance construction of a project unless there is the right amount of contractually obligated income.
What if your trust fund baby had the money for it?
Everybody in this room loves the club, but at the end of the day, we do need corporate support to survive.
It's all corporate. Oh. It's always about corporate, man. Corporate. That is one of the massive downsides of this country. I'm going to tell you, man. That's so disappointing to hear.
Right now, we cannot borrow money based on our cash operations. We cannot borrow more than a couple $1 million from the bank, let alone $175 million based on our operations.
It appeared that Precourt's ownership group were pleading poverty. But how much of Precourt's own money had been invested in the crew?
Exactly.
I would be surprised if his total outlay was more than $1 million into a stadium that was already approaching antiquity.
Yeah.
And if this was supposed to make crew fans understand the predicament, it didn't exactly tally with the noises Precourt was making in Texas.
Exactly. Like, he's still
we
doing
will
all this in
privately
Texas.
finance the building of a new stadium here in Austin. There will be no public tax dollars used.
So if that was on the table in Austin, what had Donnie Murray heard about Precourt and Greeley's parallel path in Columbus?
I still haven't gotten a call from Dave Greeley, so waiting for that. Same with everybody else on Save the Crew. There's really not a whole lot they've been doing in Columbus. You know, I think the parallel paths is a fancy buzz term for them, but really at the end of the day, they've been doing the bare minimum in Columbus just to keep the lights on.
Yeah, exactly.
If Precourt and company were truly making an effort, it didn't seem to be working.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like
For
they're doing
all outward
anything.
appearances, it looked as though the Columbus crew were being left to die on the vine. Fans started to complain of a lack of advertising, even a lack of stadium maintenance, and combined with the notion that the team may cease to exist, it meant that average attendance had already plunged by 20%.
Sheesh, man.
The hardcore supporters in the stadium's famous corner known as the Nordeck continue to show. One regular fan tried to sum up the city's struggle of supporting the team without simultaneously funding its own demise.
Obviously you want to be here, but the biggest villain in your life right now owns this place. And I mean, I bought my season ticket, but shelling over $400 to a person that I cannot stand right now.
Exactly.
Was a tough thing to do, but ultimately, I'm not going to let him rob me. If this is the last year, and I pray that it's not, but if it is, I'm going to take in every moment that I have. I'm not going to let Anthony Precourt rob me of a second of this. When the news broke that night, I called my girlfriend at the time and obviously explained, and I was very upset. And I said, this apparently our owner is looking to move the crew, and I was keeping it together until I mentioned that I really was. It's something I never really thought about too much until that time, but I realized I would never be able to bring my children to the match, and that's a tough thing. That's a tough pill to swallow when that realization kind of hits you that this may not be around here in the future, and something I held so dear to myself may not be available to my kids.
I mean, it's really a double-edged sword, no matter how you look at it, right? It's on one hand, the last thing you think should happen is a lack of attendance to kind of show that. It makes it look like nobody's really actually interested in the club. It's a double-edged sword. But on the other hand, imagine being a season ticket holder and the money you pay goes directly to the guy who's clearly not investing anything into the club. It's you don't want to give this guy your money. Ah, man, I really want to know how they overcome this.
Even for those who turned out every week, it was becoming increasingly difficult to focus on the game.
We all knew where our money was going. It wasn't going into investing in the stadium, which we saw falling apart all season. It wasn't to investing in advertising for this team to make sure people were coming out to games. It was going to pay for those green and black scarves and hats and shirts down in Austin, Texas, where crew fans are here paying $30 for a t-shirt at the team store. And that's one thing that's really made me angry.
Faced with this dilemma, Save the Crew decided to create a shirt of their own to show support remained while raising money for their cause.
I like that. Ooh.
The shirt came together as an idea that actually one of our supporters kind of threw out.
Wait, can I still buy this? This is fire.
On the internet, we don't come up with all the ideas as a small little team. Everybody's always helping. We didn't want to throw together a cheap jersey, slap Save the Crew on it. So we really wanted to have something that people could be proud to wear and something that showed community support.
Hey, we're back in Austin.
Community support appeared to be less of a problem in Austin. Fans were able to toast the crucial role that a big league soccer team may play in unifying a city so attractive that the population had doubled in less than a generation.
For those that didn't know, Austin is one of the fastest growing cities in America, and it still is like this 8 years later. I've been to Austin many times, so this video is kind of like a full circle moment. Some of my good friends are actually from Austin, Texas, and I did tell them recently, hey, I'm eternally bound to hate your club for the rest of my life. One of them told me, well, you should come to our games, they're fun. I'm like, yeah, no, your club is fake. That's what I told them. But it's just insane to me how people can celebrate a club that doesn't even exist yet. No history, no players, no passion, no actual attachment to the city. Nothing. And they're celebrating it like it's real. What?
We come together for the UT games. We come together to tailgate and have a good time with those. But that's 6-7 games a year. Soccer,
few and far between.
Soccer is a year-round sport. Period. The end. It's a year-round sport. It's a sport that can bring the city together. Because you know what? Every person that lives in this town, they all support a different American football team. Hell, they all support a different English team. They all support a different basketball team. We don't have anything that brings us as Austinites together.
I mean, that's fair.
It's a beautiful thing from an Austinite to think about, having something where we're not separated. We're all together on that.
But again,
there was a moral question that needed to be addressed. How could fans in Austin support something that brought them together at the cost of a soccer community that already was together elsewhere.
Exactly.
In 1996, a team was given to them, you know, and I don't see it too much different that if a team just falls into my lap.
The town doesn't want it. If the town is as big as, you know, they put it out to be, they wouldn't be leaving. The Crew has been there for 22 years. If you do not have a stable support group, a stable stream of viewers, a stable stream of people going to the game, then you're doing something wrong or the town doesn't want it.
Where do you get this kind of audacity? Where do you even get the nerve to say this? Your entire city is built off of nothing. There's nothing holding this city together in terms of sports culture. Like he said, everybody in this city loves an entirely different team, player, sport. There's nothing that unites them. But to sit there in your goddamn Manchester United jersey and say that this city doesn't want this when it's completely out of their power, when there's a guy who very clearly just snuffed it from them. I mean, obviously, maybe these random nerds didn't know about this, but this is insane to even hear. The audacity, I'm not even from Columbus and I feel insulted. Damn, I think I'm gonna have to hate Austin for eternity now, like the city.
No good businessman is ever going to leave a town that's going to bring them money. The only reason he wants to leave is because there's not enough support.
He's not investing into it.
I really do, but it's a little too late.
That is insane.
The unapologetic rhetoric coming from Texas made Crew supporters angry. But was that anger born of the knowledge that deep down it contained more than a grain of truth?
You can argue that, and I've argued that more than twice or 2 times since this all started. Matter of fact, the first column I wrote on the subject for the October 18th newspaper said, Pre-court may be a lot of things, and I named a lot of things. And the second paragraph was, but he has a point.
Hardcore supporters were not the problem. The city itself stood accused of ambivalence toward its soccer team, focused instead on Ohio State college football, pro hockey, and pro baseball.
I can't be surprised by
would not be
that.
competition to a team in Austin.
Yep.
I would describe the city's view of Precourt and the Crew prior to his announcement as neglectful is too strong a word, but not worried enough would probably be a proper way to describe it.
If city leaders had been asleep before, Precourt had certainly woken them up, and the Save the Crew movement looked to harness their support.
This morning we have a guest with us, Mr. Morgan Hughes, hashtag Save the Crew campaign.
It's nice to see the scarves around the necks of so many of you today. We try to keep in mind that the way that we communicate our message is as important as the message itself.
Yep.
While Precourt retained the best lobbyists money could buy in Texas, Crew supporters were left to lobby public offices across Columbus without any assistance of any kind from the club.
That's
Madam President,
nuts.
Mr. Mayor, council members, thank you for taking a moment to listen to me today. Because as many of you know, the current investor operator of the Columbus Crew is considering moving the team to Austin, Texas.
2018, a resolution to urge the investor operator and chairman of Columbus Crew Soccer Club to keep the franchise in Columbus and forgo relocation efforts.
Mr. Schmidt, your sponsor.
Yeah, I'm a sponsor. I'll show my solidarity here.
Okay.
Awesome.
Got some people signing on. I like this.
While they were able to secure motions of support from local civic leaders, these were nothing more than ceremonial, and it would take far more than this to deter Precourt and MLS from moving the team. The lack of...
I'm sorry, I just have to say, I love that instead of like this being like just like some magic situation where another like group just comes in, like the hardcore, the diehards for this fought back. I love this.
And MLS from moving the team.
I love this.
The lack of corporate support mentioned by Andy Loughnane was being addressed behind the scenes. Within months, Save the Crew had built a roster of over 300 local and national companies willing to throw their weight behind the movement.
Oh, I know a lot of these places.
The team had stood accused of performing poorly in its business metrics for years before Precourt was ever involved. Most notably in season ticket sales, which had fallen far below the magic number of 10,000 per season.
This is an important number in Crew history because we were established as the first team based on an initial pledge of 10,000 season tickets in Columbus.
MLS Commissioner Don Garber had been accused by some of blindsiding Columbus. But in previous years, he had visited the city specifically to help restore the Crew to its former glory.
We need to grow that fan base back to the first 10,000 season ticket base we've ever had. The Crew held that record until 2007 because this team matters. And if we could have it matter even more, it'll be great for the city.
And even
so, it's really just a mix of there wasn't obviously enough citywide support, and then you just had a crook come in and just do whatever he basically wanted. Oh, this is just a mess.
And even Anthony Precourt himself recognized that a team's support was built on a stable season ticket base.
Hi, Crew fans. This is Anthony Precourt, the new chairman of your Columbus Crew. As we embark on this exciting new era in Columbus, I hope that you will continue your support for the club so we can close in on our goal of 10,000 season tickets.
Taking the hint, Save the Crew decided to take on the challenge themselves. They created The Pledge, a drive to establish their own base of fans who would buy season tickets under a new ownership for 2019, if the Crew remained in town as an MLS club.
So when we launched the season ticket pledge, it only took us a few months. We had 10,000 season ticket pledges. We're super excited to turn over our list of pledges to the next owner of the team.
So if it was supposedly this easy, why had previous owners failed?
Yeah, right. Like, did they actually
The
invest
Crew
into
was
it?
founded by U.S. sports magnate Lamar Hunt. And although he was revered in Columbus, he was based in Texas. After his death, his family were ambivalent toward the team until selling to Anthony Precourt, who was based even further away in California.
They just didn't care about it, like none of them
His
did.
first press conference, a colleague of mine, another columnist at the Columbus Dispatch, was already hitting the button of the alarm button. I went back and looked at that column, and it was, this guy, it's another out-of-town owner.
I do live in Northern California. I'm excited to get to know Columbus better. I'll be honest, I haven't spent a lot of time here.
For Save the Crew leaders, the root cause of the team's economic problems were becoming clear.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Not having
None
a
of the
local
owners
owner
cared.
here, and not having someone really dedicated to the community. They're not
Yeah.
as connected to the local business community as they should be, whether that's because they're an outside investor or they haven't spent the time, boots on the ground, getting to know the major players in town. I think that's part of it as well.
Yep, I agree.
All these behind-the-scenes movements were important, but they weren't exactly headline-grabbing.
Exactly.
And as Columbus moved into the dog days of summer, the Save the Crew message started to encounter another problem: compassion fatigue.
It was always going to be easier in the first moments because that's when the wound is the freshest. As it goes on and you become number to it, it becomes kind of your reality. The podcasts, the national podcasts aren't calling as much, and they don't want you back on the BBC to talk about it again. And you've done your ESPN articles, and you've been on the national newscasts, and we all knew that that was going to be the time when it was most important and most difficult to keep awareness up.
That makes sense, because like you said, you drag this on for so long and it isn't really making any progress. People are just going to be like, all right, whatever, I'm just sick of this. That does kind of go to show how disconnected a lot of cities in America really are from their sports culture, specifically for soccer. Like with the Cavs and the Browns, it's different. Obviously, like Cleveland's built off of those two sports, and the Guardians. But this just goes to show like how some cities really at certain points were or are disconnected from their actual clubs. Like,
to capture the imagination of the public, something more exciting would be necessary. And luckily, the movement had attracted the kind of volunteers they needed.
Fortunately, we had a few people that were like, hey, I'm an engineer, I'm an architect. And these kind of people all just coming out and saying, I have these talents, how can I help, what can I do? And ultimately for someone like me, I'm a city planner. What's a city planner gonna do in saving a soccer team? And it turns out something like this is right up my alley.
Having been told from the start that the team was moving unless a stadium plan was forthcoming from the city, the Save the Crew movement decided to go for the big one.
I was one of the ones that was an advocate for doing a stadium. Initially, we kind of thought that was beyond our scope. It's a big project, right? And we are a team of volunteers. We initially had kind of suggested it, and we're like, okay, well, we need to see if we can find somebody that's got the software, that's got the skill set, and has the time to get started on this. We had a team of probably 10 to 12 people that worked pretty consistently on this, and it took us a while. It was several months of work and a lot of time dedicated from some pretty, great fans and volunteers.
That's impressive.
With David Faust and the Save the Crew engineers working on a grand project, the crew's future generation of fans would be stepping up on game nights.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
The crew community consists of fans of all ages. Some of the most well-known faces in the Nordeck are the young group who call themselves The Hive.
I like the Hive.
The queen of this hive is Kennedy Cry, better known as Kruby, who attends every crew home game along with her dad, John.
Okay, so this is our banner that we're doing for Eddie Opoku because he's like our group favorite player.
And it's his first game today.
Yeah, and today's his first game. He comes from Ghana, which they don't have a very good backstory, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they don't have much stuff. And he actually, yeah, Ellie's like, they don't have shoes.
I'm glad they're learning. This is unironically one of the moments where it's kind of like, damn, it shows how out of touch a lot of people are within America. They're kids. I mean, obviously, they don't know any better. But it is funny hearing this, knowing what I know about Ghana and a lot of other countries. It's just very funny hearing this. Like, wow, they don't have shoes. Like, yeah, it's pretty shit in a lot of other parts of the world. I hate to break it to you.
They don't have shoes, and they were playing on the gravel with no shoes at all.
Because I'm the fashion forward one.
Yeah. She loves her fashion.
All right, it's funny hearing this also after we just got through watching the video about Brazilian football factories, and I was commenting how they were playing on the concrete barefooted. Like I said, man, people don't know how comfortable they are in life until you see other parts of the world,
Turned out really good.
I like that.
You guys did good. What do you think, girls?
Columbus, na 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 na.
I'm glad that he's getting his kids involved with it. The kids are everything when it comes to a sport. God, my ears. Also, I love that they just blindly supported him without questions. That's
Tonight
amazing.
Is a big night for Crew B. And not only will her favorite player be making his debut, but she will also be working as a capo, the fan who leads the supporter chants.
Oh man, okay, here we go. Yeah, it's like what are you really supposed to do? I mean, it really is just sad seeing how empty things kind of were. It's like people already had just really given up at this point. Now, again, shout out to the diehards that kept this going, but damn. Even here, it's died off compared to some of the earlier games we saw.
The game is heading for extra time, but as full time approaches, the Hive lead a Crew Stadium tradition.
We know this song.
When the Crew tie the game in extra time to take it to penalty kicks, it transpires that this is one hive that doesn't enjoy smoke.
That was gorgeous. That was beautiful.
It would be left to their favorite player, Eddie Opoku, to take one of the sudden death penalty kicks.
It's tied, guys. It's
Please
tied.
tell me he actually makes them.
I really want to win. It's tied. Okay, you ready? Eddie's one of the last ones. Eddie's one of the last ones.
Beautiful. Oh, my ears. I hope they won this game. And what was this for? They're doing penalty kicks. Like, what part of the season? Oh, damn. I love the passion.
After such a memorable night, the prospect of losing the Crew, a centerpiece of their existence, can't even be contemplated.
You know, this is definitely our bonding thing, and it's where I see her get to really just open up. You know, one of the things is the Crewbie that everybody sees here isn't necessarily the Kennedy in every other part of her life. And I've asked her before, you know, like, what is it that's different about this that lets you be so open? Tell them, what was your answer?
Because Crew, all these Crew fans out here aren't just like friends. They're family. They treat us like family.
So she
They're
said,
like
so
Molly
she
Mama.
said she's not embarrassed around family, and
Yeah.
she feels like she can just have fun and not worry about what
Open.
anybody thinks.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be very difficult for us to find that place where we can get, you know, just these random people that I don't know anything else about their lives at all. All I know is they like the same team as us, and we come here, we have a great time, and you know, we meet wonderful people.
I love that, man.
But the Crew were still seeing sparse crowds. While in another Ohio city, a new team had sprung up that was playing to a full house.
I know. Yep.
After 2 decades as the figurehead of Ohio soccer, the Crew now faced a challenge from New Boys FC Cincinnati. Playing one league below the Crew, they had been a huge success since their startup in late 2015, and were just.
They were playing in USL 1 or USL. Our second tier. So yep. I think what happened was they got bought up. Obviously I hope they explain it here, but I'm pretty certain they got bought by new ownership, and that moved them up into MLS for the like expansion or whatever. Unironically, the most bare bones version of a promotion, I guess. I don't know.
They had been a huge success since their startup in late 2015, and were just 1 season away from reaching MLS. While the locals fully embraced the club from the beginning, even they were surprised by the sudden success.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane.
Kind of randomly, end of 2015, I think it was.
Yeah.
FC Cincinnati gets announced playing in the USL, which is kind of like an up-and-coming league. People just kind of went nuts for it. They announced they were playing in Nippert Stadium, which I think a lot of people were skeptical about. If they could fill it, maybe even get 10,000 here on occasion. And that first game, 14,000 people showed up, and people just kept coming back every weekend after that.
Who watches soccer in
Look at
Cincinnati?
that.
Turns out a lot of people. I came with the assumption that we would immediately be singing songs that we all knew somehow. I don't know why I thought that, but I took the game in over there. I look over to this section, smoke going off, flags and whatnot.
Ohio, bro. I'm telling you, man. Oh my God, Ohio. We got the right passion for this shit, bro. Oh, I love this. I love this, man. I'm just excited to just see this. This is why I love this state. I hate the weather here, but damn do I love this state. We are passionate about everything we do. I love this.
Flags and whatnot. And at one point in the game, I don't remember when it was, the entire crowd just, FCC, FCC, FCC.
And mind you, this isn't even MLS.
The two Ohio teams met for the first time in the 2017 U.S. Open Cup, and an infamous local billboard on the freeway that connects the two cities would become the unofficial name of the Ohio Derby.
The USL Open Cup was, or the US Open Cup is like, it's one of our domestic cups where multiple teams from various leagues can compete in it, just like how it is like pretty much anywhere else in the world. So yeah, MLS, USL, like different divisions, multiple teams can compete against each other from all different tiers.
When it was announced that we'd
real.
be playing them during the Open Cup, there was so much excitement. Kind of from day one, it was like, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if one day we played the Crew? And like, then it happened.
But that week, when we were playing the Crew, like you said, people were just so excited about it.
Nervous.
How many freaking news stories were done? How many times were they asking for people to come to the stadium at 6 in the morning and talk about, what does it mean if we beat the Crew? What do you think if we beat the Crew? Yeah, and it was just like, it was like the whole FC Cincinnati story was born again.
We had a ton of Crew fans there. It was a great atmosphere.
FC Cincinnati able to keep it alive. Hoyt gonna swing it across. Gini gets his head on it straight up into the air. Gini again! And Gini has done it! His third Open Cup goal! And FC Cincinnati has the lead! David has slain Goliath at Nippert Stadium.
That's a bar.
Cincinnati
I'm not gonna lie.
the first ever Ohio Derby.
That's a bar, I'm not gonna lie.
FC Cincinnati's instant success would give Columbus a genuine local rivalry. But supporters of both clubs started to wonder out loud if Cincinnati were not so much rivals, but replacements.
You could see a scenario where Major League Soccer tells Columbus fans, hey, we're going to take your team to Austin, but we're going to bring soccer back to the state in Cincinnati.
It kind of started justifying some of the tinfoil hat theories we had. Like, were we the destined replacement for them? Then it felt pretty shitty for a long time,
right,
that we were kind of a pawn used in that MLS chess game.
I love that they can acknowledge that this is nonsense, at least, because at the end of the day, replacing another club is no great feeling, I'm gonna assume. Oh man, like I said, man, Ohio, we're passionate. We're passionate about everything. We care about each of our cities, even the ones we develop rivalries with. I love this, man.
But FCC fans didn't just leave it there.
Dozens of FC Cincinnati fans traveling to Columbus, not just to watch two teams play. This was a show of support. FCC fans are now playing a key role, rooting for their rivals off the field.
Keep hell real.
Keep it real as you can get.
This is amazing.
Meanwhile,
what?
The MLS to ATX movement continued to pursue Austin despite the existence of two other MLS clubs in Texas. If supporting a team in another city was now unacceptable to Austin soccer fans, it was hypocritical in the extreme to suggest Crew fans should do likewise.
All right, you have 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. Columbus isn't exactly being left. Cincinnati, an hour and a half south of them, they're having a brand new sports stadium built for MLS, so that's an alternative for them. So they're not being completely left in the dark.
Why don't you just go like something else? Why don't you go like something else? Why don't you go like something else? My community exists already. You don't need to participate in an AstroTurf campaign to destroy my community in order to get a soccer team.
I'm mind blown every time we go to Texas here. They're like, how can you even think like this? Yeah, we're taking your team and you've got another one you can just go support, go like them. Oh my God, this is the shit that people talk about when they say American sports are just plastic fans, because what the hell is this, man? Oh man, I'm disgusted by this. Yeah, just go like the other team. You got another option. That's not what it's about, man. Oh man, shout out to Cincy, man. We stick together.
The Crew community remained defiant, but the custodian of their club was still making it clear which of the parallel paths he was taking.
Good morning. My name is Anthony Precourt. It's been an honor to bring the vision of Major League Soccer to this great city of Austin, Texas.
I can't wait for them to lose.
To bring this city a Major League Soccer team.
Wherever he went from here, it was clear there was no path back to Columbus.
F you, Precourt. I need that shirt now.
It's at least the third time.
A warm
This
summer
is
evening always
bullshit.
guarantees a good turnout at Crew Stadium. But the upcoming game would be special. Iraqi national team player Justin Miram spent 6 years as a Crew regular, but was traded soon after the Austin uncertainty began. After just 6 months, he's decided to return to the community where he was loved, and his entire family have made the trip too.
We're really excited to be back here in Columbus. It's bittersweet that Justin left and now he's back, and we were so excited, and the first game back had the whole family get out here and got the RV all packed up.
Tailgating is a normal thing in American sports where prior to games, like, you know, like how there'll be like marches and parades in most other, countries. Most American sports have tailgates where people come together, just eat food, grill, like set up outside of the stadium before the actual game starts. It's a common thing, really common thing. And it's just a way that we do things as a community here, pretty much.
The Save the Crew TIFO team have laid out a very special welcome mat.
The Lion of Mesopotamia. Ooh! The Lion of Mesopotamia is tough.
Miram would be on the bench, but the Nordec weren't going to wait.
Let's go, J9! Dude, that thing is huge.
The family snapped pictures for posterity as they eased back into familiar surroundings.
Anytime I go to lunch with my uncle and I stay with him and go to the locker with him, they've never lost the game. Every time I've done
that
today.
Should came to locker.
Because you couldn't.
If they don't win today, you're the jinx. We're not gonna let you come back. Save the Crew. Save the Crew.
We need more energy than this. Come on, y'all.
Save the Crew. Do you think they will save the Crew? I hope so.
Hope so. I would be like, yes, absolutely.
As fans get up for halftime refreshments, the Mirams find themselves being recognized by some old friends in the stands.
We met at a Chicago road game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was standing either in front of you or behind you, I don't remember, at the concession booth.
Yeah.
And I took one look at you and Francis, and
You're
I was
like, are you
Justin's brothers?
Ever since that road game, we've been friends.
Yeah. Can't get rid of it.
Nope. Sorry, you're a lifer, we're a lifer.
Absolutely. That's what I was telling your dad. Like, this is what it's all about, right? This is what we fight for.
I just can't get over how egotistical those those were plastic fans that don't even have a team, and just the nerve to say the shit they were saying. I just can't get over. I can't wait to see them lose in this series, bro. Oh my God.
With no score in the second half, fans start to chant for their returning hero.
Justin Miram. Justin Miram.
Will not have the final touch on the sideline. And here's the sub on the hour mark. He joked yesterday, I enjoyed my 6-month loan spell, but it's good to be home. Welcome back, Justin Miram.
Yep, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, man.
Friends in attendance. He says it's great to be back home.
Let's go, Gray!
37 goals, 33 assists in the black and gold. Knows enough of this system. Can he have an impact?
In the final minute, Crew fans got their answer.
Spreading it left, Artur. Affel. Mullins.
Finish assume they couldn't show it because of copyright.
The haymaker and a final score of 1-0 in Columbus.
Thank you. We're happy to be home.
It's been a triumphant night, one of the largest crowds of the year, a last-minute winner, and the return of a well-loved family.
I tell you, this is Ohio sports culture, man. We love each other. We love each other.
The post-game party atmosphere spills out into the tailgate. For once, it's an evening when Crew fans are able to just kick back and enjoy themselves.
She gets all the free
And it only gets better when there's a curtain call from the star player himself.
What's up, buddy?
J9 is back.
He is the piece that possibly we need to feel that wholeness. You know, we have so many things going on to make us feel like we're losing bits and pieces of the crew, but he really is part of that wholeness of our team and of our fan base.
It's a symbolism, right? Like we're family.
That
like,
means
we're not
something.
related, but we're family because of crew. And now Justin Merrim's family is here too. I'm crying. I'll stop.
I mean, realistically, this is really what it's about. Like, it might not be 10, 20, 40,000 people on the streets cheering, but it just takes a small number of people that have just the right amount of love for their club, for their city, to really do the right thing. You know, this is really what it all boils down to. If you've got one person, 10 people, 30 people, 100 people, you got enough to make something happen when it comes to this sport. Anything's possible. If I've learned anything from reacting to the sport, going to a game, watching so much, this is a sport of possibility. Anything can happen when it comes to this.
Every fan that we walk by, I mean, from the second we got here, we're so thankful that you guys are back. We're thankful that Justin's back.
We're just happy to be home, really.
The mood was now more upbeat. But although Crew fans had bombarded the Austin City Council with messages, there still appeared no direct way of influencing events in Texas.
Here we go. Back to these guys.
Little did anyone realize how quickly that would change.
It was a Sunday afternoon, and I got a text message from a 512 number.
When Morgan Hughes checked that text message, he was startled by the identity of the person who had sent it.
Leslie Poole from the Austin City Council. I'd like to
A priceless opportunity for direct contact with Austin City leaders now presented itself.
Hey Morgan, this is Leslie Poole. I was hoping we could chat. Okay, when are you thinking? She's like, well, I'm at the airport right now.
What the fuck?
I bought the plane ticket. I made the decision pretty quickly on Saturday night and flew out Sunday morning. Morgan Hughes came to pick me up late in the afternoon around 5 o'clock, and he drove me out to the bar where the Save the Crew crowd meets on Monday night.
Meeting started, and she was just there to listen.
Away from the cameras, Councilmember Poole listened at length as Save the Crew leaders outlined their 5 years of dealing with Anthony Precourt as the custodian of their club, and their experiences since discovering his double dealing in Austin.
If there's one place that should know what it's like to do business with Anthony Precourt, it should be Columbus.
And if we were going to be entering into a partnership with him, I needed to understand how he would operate.
That's a good point, because if he's going to do this to them, it's like when you date like a cheater, or it's like when you interact with somebody that's cheating on their significant other and you try to date them. It's like at some point or another they might or potentially will cheat on you. It's the same principle. Shout out to Leslie, bro.
Poole's visit was a huge political coup for Save the Crew. But in Poole's home district in Austin, MLS to ATX supporters were up in arms.
Boo-hoo.
We were
surprised and disappointed that she chose to go to Columbus to talk to fans there rather than engage the fans that are in her district and in the rest of Austin. We don't understand why she would do that.
I find it disappointing that, she would travel to Columbus to get that perspective, yet ignore that here at home. It makes you, it just makes you question her motivations.
Dude, your team is fake. It isn't real. It doesn't even exist. You have nothing to motivate you to do this other than just the simple fact of wanting a team. You can't just discredit the love and whatever that other people have for their team. Boo-hoo, just go to Cincy. Like, what? I'm genuinely having such a hard time understanding how these people are real. They're shocked that somebody wanted to go connect and see how the people of the city that are losing their team feel. When your team it doesn't even have a plan yet. It just has scarves. Like,
Austin supporters were not going to let her off the hook. In a heated debate upon her return, they let her know, in no uncertain terms, what they thought of her.
Councilmember Poole, Austinites are tired of your stall tactics, and we know that you will never vote yes to bringing a stadium to your district. And if you want to argue this claim, know that whatever your intentions are, this is the message you have sent us.
By and large, the people who weighed in on social media and claimed that I wasn't listening to them, I was, but mostly I didn't hear anything from them except for, get out of our way, we want this team.
Yeah, it's just a nothing burger.
But the defiance of the fans was not reflected by Precourt's team. A previous statement had already shown increasing concern that the Save the Crew campaign could derail the plans in Austin.
We are disappointed because our city leaders are backing down as a result of pressure from a vocal minority. Bro, what the fuck? Where is this entitlement coming from? I'm so confused. Where is this coming from? Some of whom are from Columbus, Ohio, who have the obvious motive of killing this move. Where did this come from? I don't understand. How do they have this level of entitlement for something that isn't even real yet? Fake team. Fake fans. They just made a flag and a crest and said, hey, this is your Austin FC team. Oh man, I'm losing it.
For the most senior sports writer in Columbus, Save the Crew were delivering the comeuppance that Precourt deserved.
It's a knife fight now, and they're about to unsheath a couple of their own. And good on them, because to me, it's repugnant. It's morally reprehensible. It seems without feeling at all. There's an utter lack of empathy involved in everything they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hold on, I want to look something up right quick. I'm going right to the MLS standings and seeing if they are even in the playoffs. Okay, they're number 6. They don't look like they're doing that good. We're aiming for a successful hate watch now. This is mad.
And I'm tired of it's just business. This is our city, and part of my job is to look after my city. And
exactly.
I've really been quite moved by the Save the Crew movement. Even as a jaded old sports writer with 35 years in the business, it's been remarkable. And I'm behind them 100% because what's happening here is wrong and they stand for all the right things.
If this was a knife fight to prove Columbus could still be a top-line soccer city, then Save the Crew were about to draw their sharpest blade yet.
If they build it, will they come?
And the bigger question, will the Columbus Crew even be around to lure fans to a new stadium being proposed by the grassroots group known as Save the Crew?
Although it held historic significance as the first purpose-built MLS venue, Crew Stadium had long since fallen behind the times. While Anthony Precourt appeared disinterested in Columbus, it was time for Crew fans to show what the city could really do.
We heard all this talk about parallel paths from the beginning of this, but we never saw our side of the path. So Save the Crew's thought with this is that we need to be paving our own side of the path.
Make your own future.
And so they did, locating the perfect patch of land within the downtown core, upon which they could propose a stadium that could propel the Crew into a new era.
So here we are. Right now, it's a bunch of rubble, dirt, grass. Just imagine if all of this stuff is being cleared to make way for a new 24,000 seat stadium right here in downtown.
What they had created was not just merely a sketch of what could be, but a fully functioning complex. The centerpiece was a 23,000-seat stadium with a roof inspired by the arches of the historic Short North District and one end open to provide a spectacular backdrop.
It's interesting seeing how it looks now compared to this initial graphic. Kind of close, kind of close.
We've got the skyline behind us with some of the biggest buildings in the city lit up in gold.
An expanded Nordeck would raise the noise to new levels, but the style was more than backed up by the substance. Included with the proposal were plans to handle traffic flow, parking, public transport, sustainability, and a green space.
Frankly, a group of volunteers doing this in their extra spare time, just from the passion that they have for this team, being able to accomplish what we've accomplished is really, it says a lot.
Right.
Save the Crew had created the entire project without the club's assistance. If this was what Columbus could do on its own, how far could it go if the club's ownership and the league were with them?
We've all been wanting this for a long time. I see it, and thousands of others see it as well. And I just can't wait for it to happen.
Across the better part of 12 months,
this is amazing.
Columbus had stood accused of lacking fan support, local business support, support from city leaders, and the willingness to create a facility to take the Crew into the 21st century. However daunting it had first appeared, Save the Crew had taken on the challenge of refuting those narratives and come up with answers to all of them.
One thing that hasn't changed, though, in all this time is the support that the community, the fans, the people here in Columbus have shown for the team. People outside of Columbus probably were mistaken in thinking that there wasn't a lot of support for the team here. They're wrong.
Oh my God, this is giving me chills. I'm not gonna lie. Absolute cinema. I was
the
really
pregame
curious,
tailgates continued, and Crew fans continued to stay positive as decision day on Precourt's proposal in Austin loomed large on the horizon. But after almost a year of unpaid volunteer work, the Save the Crew leadership were starting to tire.
It would be nice to just, be able to be a fan again. And we sometimes joke at the leadership meetings among the supporters group leaders that, it'd be nice to just go back to be a fan again and think of the fun stuff.
I work a full-time job. Sometimes this has felt like a second full-time job, where I'm doing things on weekends and doing things multiple times during the evenings. And, sometimes I just want to sit on my couch and watch some TV.
It's one thing to tell them that it's not over and to tell everyone in the first week, but then in month 8, it's more difficult because, it's human nature to go like, like, how long are we gonna have to do this?
Yep, I get it.
For the movement's creative director, there was an acceptance that their best efforts may still not be good enough.
We are probably closer to the end than the beginning. I would certainly hope we're closer to the end than the beginning. Regardless of how sure and confident we feel, there's always a chance that we may not succeed. And I think even in that instance, I think that I'm proud of everything that I personally have been able to contribute, and that Save the Crew as an organization, as a team of humans has accomplished, and what we've done, and just the breadth of projects that we've produced. And I'll let them say what the rest.
Crew fans had given blood, sweat, and tears to save their team. But all they could do now was watch events in Austin and hope.
I mean, This is magnificent. This is magnificent storytelling. It's dramatic, but it goes to show again, this is how things go down in this state, man. Like we love our teams, our sports. I just cannot believe the audacity, the entitlement out of those not even real Austin fans. They're just happy to have a team, but they don't like not caring about like what's going to happen as a response, or, you know, in response to them getting a team. It's just, it's baffling. I mean, to have the nerve to be upset that people want to save their team and they just want theirs. This is like some over dramatic villain of the week shit. I don't understand the mindset of like, where did they get this entitlement from? Where did they get this? We have to have this our way or the highway. Where does this energy come from? And at the cost of another city, they're just like, yeah, like we deserve this. Like, says who? Clearly you don't. Otherwise you would have had one. And judging by the attitudes of you guys, you don't deserve this at all. At all. I can't believe they even got mad at her. Like, how dare you go to this other city to hear their perspective on it and not get our perspective? You don't have a perspective. None of you do. You're plastic fans. You're not real. Your team doesn't even exist. You don't have a perspective in this. Oh, dude. I can't wait to see how Austin is going to lose out on this. This is just unbelievably amazing to see. I'm going to keep this outro short, man. Thanks for watching, guys. This documentary series has genuinely surprised me in the quality, the story, and just everything that's like in relation to Columbus Crew. And knowing kind of like what does happen down the line, it makes me even more excited, especially considering I've already gone to my first Columbus Crew game too. I mean, and again, shout out Cincinnati. It was, you know, I was thinking for a while, how can I be a fan of Columbus Crew if I really don't have too much of a connection with it, but not be a fan of Cincy? I'm not saying I'm gonna be a Cincinnati fan because it makes no sense. I do have a more personal connection to Columbus compared to Cincinnati. I love the fact that they stuck out for us at the end of the day. It's like, okay, yeah, we might be rivals, you know, rivals at that time. It makes no sense for us to lose one of our teams. Like, we want to keep this potential rivalry going. I love that, man. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel for more reactions. Shout out Copa90 again for all of their absolutely stellar storytelling, documentaries, whatever you want to call it, man. These guys are phenomenal in everything that they do. And I'm just happy we have this kind of content to react to, especially being from the state of Ohio. But as always, this will be your boy Jay with another reaction. I hope I catch you in the next one. I hope you have a great day too. Peace. Okay, real quick, I had to read these comments. This is even more funny about the whole Austin situation. Austin already had a second division team in the city for a while before Austin FC came along. I don't think I'll ever get over the fact they never supported that team and rather was happy to take a team from another city. Just look at St. Louis MLS. They already had a second divisions team. St. Louis FC averaging 5K fans a game, but folded to make way for MLS. And over 50K fans put a deposit for season tickets for St. Louis MLS within 24 hours of being on sale. I mean, it's cool and all, but where were those 5K or 50K? You already had an option. Like, this is the problem that we have in this country. There's no support for your local clubs or your smaller clubs. People only hop on something, you know, if it's trendy. As this comment says right here, they won't support it unless it's trendy. Austin fans are fugazi. The words of that Austin fan just make my blood curl in rage. If they want a football team so badly, start one. Don't take it from someplace else. Like, exactly. Like, that's the thing. You got to remember that when it comes to this sport, at its grassroots, at its core, it's started by a guy in a factory. Anybody can start a football club if they really care enough. But clearly these people don't care enough. They just want to take one, you know? Imagine Hereford losing their club because some group of so-called fans in Scarborough wanted a club of their own. This is the type of plastic BS supported by MLS and their administration that gives all other American football fans their undeserved reputation. I really hope that this reaction to this documentary series can at least change the perspective on some of us here. This makes me feel quickly the same way about Austin FC fans as I do about Oklahoma City Thunder fans. Austin FC fans equal MK Dons fans. I mean, yeah, the franchise system is the biggest issue here. Before Austin FC, Austin Bolt of the USL Championship was trying to make noise. Same for St. Louis FC. One of the many pet peeves that I have with American sports fans and their landscape is this: if it's not major league, we won't support it. If I didn't hate Austin before, I genuinely hate them now. All right, goodbye.